Hey everyone, welcome to Basho Banner. It's January 8th, 2023. It's been a couple of years actually since we did an episode, but a lot's changed with COVID and everything else. In just a matter of hours, day two is going to begin over in Tokyo in the January 2023 Basho. And this is pretty interesting Basho actually this year. If you haven't been keeping up on it, this is the first time since 1898. 1898 that there has been only one Yokozuna and one Ozeki in the lineup. And actually, technically, there's only the Ozeki. Fuji, the sole Yokozuna, is out injured again, it looks like, so he's probably not going to be back, which looks like this means this is pretty much up to Takakeisho to win this Basho. And if he does, he's going to get that much closer to potentially getting promoted to Yokozuna at some point. But it is pretty interesting. I've been watching sumo for probably 10, 15 years now, and get spoiled. When I first started, there was either two or three Yokozuna for most of that period. You had Hakaho, you had Haramufuji, and you had Kuguru. And then Haramufuji had to leave, unfortunately, retire. And then you had two, and then it went down to you had Kise and Sato jump in there for a little bit. He was injured pretty much right out of the gate and ended up retiring early. And so it's really kind of, unfortunately, they couldn't backfill a solid Yokozuna for a long time. Fuji's great, love him, but the thing I probably miss the most right now is the just the spice. I guess is probably the only thing I can think of right now for the Yokozuna at the top. It's not really. It's kind of frowned upon, frankly, in sumo to have too much attitude or celebration or other things. Hakaho used to get into some trouble with that with the Sumo Association, but I miss that. He was, confident, bordering on arrogant. Probably was arrogant to some extent, but he's, arguably the best sumo of all time. He's just his stats are just ridiculous when you compare him to anybody else. So, there's some you get to celebrate a little bit. But he just had so much more flair, and it just when I'd watch him and Haramufuji go at it, it was a blast. It was so much fun to watch, and nothing against Fuji or the rest of the field right now, but they're somewhat boring. I hate to say it, but there's just not a lot of excitement. Takayasu's great, loved watching him, but he's not. He's pretty stoic. A lot of them are. Again, that's part of the culture, part of the sport. So I don't expect much, but I just feel like it's really kind of not quite as enjoyable for me, at least, as some guy over in the States watching sumo. Um, but the rest of the field's pretty interesting this time too. So you've got Fuji as the sole Yokozuna, and again he's out injured. You have Taka Keisho as the sole Ozeki. You've actually got four guys in the Sekawake rank. You have Wata Takakage, Hoshuru, Takayasu, and Shodai. Shodai's been up there for a long time, kind of bouncing around back and forth in those three top Senyanko ranks. And we'll see, where he goes, if he can really ever, make that step. And then at Komusubi of Kiribayama and Katanawanka. You also have Meisei and guy that he's new, so apologize if I'm butchering names here too, but Wakamata Toharu. He's from Fukushima. Pretty new in the Makuuchi rank. And then you get into the Magashira ranks, and you've got some guys that have moved around there. Abi, not a fan, but Abi's moved up. He's Magashira 3 on the east now. You've got Endo is still around, which is great. He's Megashira 9. Who else is in here? Ichinojo. He's had a lot of news and other things around him, and some other things going on outside of the ring. We'll see. I'm not sure if he's actually in it right now. I'm just seeing where's he at. Ichinojo. Yeah, it looks like he's out. So I'm not sure what that's all about. I'll have to dig into that for another episode. But anyway, I'll go through and do a reaction video, but I wanted to just kind of jump in here. This is day one And we'll try and I'll bring Dave in, my buddy from University of Japan, and we'll do some reaction videos on some future days here during the next 2 weeks during this Japanese January 2023 Sumo Basho. So that's it for now, and we'll come back here again. Subscribe if you like it, and put some comments in if you want to learn more about sumo. Do our best to try and help. There's some other great places to watch it if you want to watch the matches. There's a guy named Natto Sumo, Natto Sumo on YouTube. Does a fantastic job of recording the videos, putting up all kinds of stats about the different rikishi, the scores, and just some really well done. Definitely, so you should go subscribe to that. And then there's a couple other guys out there that do the same thing as well. But Natto Sumo does a phenomenal job. So definitely, if you want to check it out, go over there. But we'll be watching some videos tomorrow night or the next night and kind of do some recaps. Not going to do one every day, just too much going on. But definitely like to try and go through that. But I wanted to put something up today. So that's it, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks.